everyone, welcome back to DIY with Dewey. Today we are changing out the thermostat on a 2008 Infiniti G37S Coupe. The car has been overheating because the thermostat is stuck in the closed position. It's not circulating very well. It's causing a lot of pressure. But here are the tools we're going to need. Using a floor jack, aluminum catch pan. We're going to use pliers and vice grips, my DeWalt mechanic tool set, a torque wrench, drill, just a drill bit set attachment, and that's our thermostat right there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some gloves as well. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's pop our hood. So open your door. Down here, this is how you open the hood on G37. So you pull this. Okay. Then you come back over. Okay. So from here, you look at the emblem, and 2 inches to the right here, there's a lever that's attached to the hood right here. So it's a safety catch. You press this and you release the hood. There's shocks that hold up the hood, so you don't need to really worry about a hip prop or anything. So we're going to release this, lower it, tighten this, and lift up the vehicle. So make sure you line it up correctly. Jack point. Those 2 indentations right here and here, so your jack slides under there. We don't need it that high. We're not climbing underneath really. So I'm gonna use this to make it a little faster. One. So we got the lower cover off here. And we will drain the coolant. I'm going to get maybe half a gallon out. So if you look under here, let's see if I can show you. There's a little nozzle down there. Can't see it. There's a little nozzle down there that you put a Phillips screwdriver in, and you can undo it So we're gonna go under the car. Okay. I don't want to undo it all the way. We just want to drain out about half a gallon. Okay, while it's dripping down there onto that pan, let's go ahead and open this cap. It'll make it go a little faster. Okay, so we want it to go down. All right, we have the pan underneath to catch whatever coolant. All right, let's remove these two 10mm bolts. Two 10mm bolts. This lifts right up, and you can disconnect this hose from the bottom. This hose right here, it's a drain, like an overflow. Here. Let's pull it off from here. It's easy to reattach this. There we go. There. So you have the reservoir out. Set it aside. And put these two screws back in. So the hose where you're trying to get to is this one right here. So this is where the thermostat is mounted. We have to get this box out of the way. So press this and lift. Like that. 10mm bolt. Eight millimeter for the clamp. Okay, so basically you just pull this straight up. There's a little rubber grommet that it sits in. There we go. So do you see these pegs? They go into little rubber grommets down there. There. So those two little rubber grommets have these two pegs that go into it, and that's what holds it in place. All right, air box is out. Go ahead and set it aside. So I'm gonna grab my little pliers right here. There. So once you press this clamp in like that, you can slide it back. There. You see how I'm sliding it off of the lip of the thermostat, and then this will slide off now. So now you can work this back and forth and pull it off of the thermostat. All right, so it wasn't that much coolant at all. So the coolant, so we caught it on the pan underneath, but it was only probably less than a cup of coolant came out. There might be more when we remove this thermostat, but it shouldn't be that much more. Remove this connector on the solenoid right here. I'm gonna use the back side of this extension and press the tab while I push down. There we go. Got it off. 10 millimeter. I have a 3-inch extension, 10 millimeter. I'm just using a 1/4-inch ratchet. So we got one of the screws out. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab the harder one, which is under this little sensor. So if you feel around with your hand, you'll feel where the bolt is. It's difficult to see from this angle, right up top. It's hidden under the solenoid. There's a second screw, second bolt. All right, last one. So the last one should be right underneath, right here. All right, got it out. So pull our tool out. Here's the thermostat. There we go. There's a bolt with it. Look how much stuff is on there. All right, here's what we have so far. There's our old thermostat. We'll compare it to the new thermostat before we install it. All right, old thermostat, here's the new thermostat. The thickness is pretty close. Here's the gasket it comes with. So it looks like this has double-sided tape on it. So here, go ahead and pop out these little bolt holes. So this is double-sided tape right here. So it's sticky. You remove the protective liner coating. All right. Make sure this is clean. And you line it up. There we go. Perfect. All right, so this goes on about 8 foot-pounds, so it's not much at all. Let's remove the old gasket that's still in the vehicle. So I'm gonna pull this out. So we want to wipe off the mating surface right here. take this and we reinstall it just like how we removed it. So I need that bolt that was over here. So this bolt goes on the bottom. That's what it looks like inside. All right. It's a close enough fit, so it should be good. One screws in. This one's the upper top screw. So I'm going to use this little extension. And I'm just going to hand tighten it right now. We don't want to torque it down or anything yet. Basically, I'm going to line up everything first. Line up everything first before we tighten it. Make sure all the bolt holes are lined up. Now I'm going to use a little ratchet right here and tighten it slightly. Six, 7 foot-pounds. Not very much at all, but we'll see if that works. Okay, so my torque wrench won't reach down here, but I can kind of guess. Not much at all. So I'm using the smallest 1/4 inch ratchet I have. And just even pressure around. All right, so that's in there. Go ahead and reattach this radiator hose. All right, it's back on. Slide the clamp back up. Plug our little solenoid back in right here. Make sure it clicks so you know it's in. All right, grab the air box. Make sure it lines up to the pins on the bottom. So once you know the 2 pins are lined up, let's see if you can see. Yeah, you can't see it, but the 2 pins are lined up. Make sure it's lined up before you press down. Right. Now we put the screw back in. Wire connector for the mass airflow sensor. Tighten the clamp. I don't like using the drill because you can't really feel how tight they'll be. I use a drill to loosen things, but not really to tighten things. Back in. All right, let's go ahead and put our reservoir back in. Make sure you remove these bolts. All right, can I reconnect this overflow hose? Slide the clamp up. Now we need to tighten these bolts and then add more coolant. Okay, so now we're finished with replacing the thermostat. We're gonna go ahead and reinstall the lower cover.
So there should be 12 screws, or 14, depending on if you still have the original cover. So this one, somebody modified this, and they removed, I believe, the back section of this cover.
done, we can go ahead and lower the vehicle back to the ground. Right. We want to grab a funnel, but go ahead and open this cap. Take our funnel, put our funnel over that. And I will pour in the coolant. So we have the coolant in the funnel like that. And now we're gonna start the motor and get it up to operating temperature. So then whatever fluid gets sucked in to the motor. So it bleeds out any air bubbles inside the system. Get into the car. And we're going to start it. So press the brake. And what we want to do is turn the heater on maximum. So do that. And then the heat all the way to max. So 90 degrees is max. AC button off. There we go. All right. So right now the engine, you see how it's going down? This will keep getting sucked in lower and lower as the engine warms up. So we want to just keep topping it off until it stops sucking in the coolant. Let's check the temperature. We want this to be really hot. Good. So it's blowing hot air out of there. Alright, that's good. Let's go ahead and turn it off. So when you turn it off and let the engine cool, this coolant will go down slowly. You see how the coolant's going down? Once it goes down to a certain level, we can remove the funnel and put our cap back on. So now it's pretty low. Catch it with your towel, and this cap can go back on now. All right, we're good to go. I'm just gonna use quick detailer, McGuire's quick detailer, and clean up the engine bay a little bit. Basically, just get off dirt or whatever I touched. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.